Welcome back to the Cultivating Gratitude journey. We are on day 19, and today is all about gratitude in action. I know we've been cultivating a lot of personal gratitude, across many different topics, but today we want to focus on how we show gratitude and what we're doing with gratitude. Gratitude in action is an active expression, whether you're acknowledging someone's efforts, appreciation, those kind of things, or physically doing something to show gratitude. So we're going to go through a few different topics. Hopefully you can figure out which one kind of works for you and how you kind of want to show up in the world and how to share gratitude and show gratitude and actively engage in it across all aspects of your life. Now we can start simple. Sharing thank you notes is an act of gratitude, whether it's written or verbal appreciation is an act of gratitude because you're actively doing something to share your gratitude with others. We can also extend that to philanthropy and volunteering. Giving our time and efforts is a form of gratitude. Even if you don't really have money to give to an organization, maybe you can share your time. Being grateful for your time and having extra time is an act of gratitude for others. You can express gratitude for your community this way. What kind of services do they provide? How can you provide back as well? The more we give, the more we receive. We want a cyclical relationship with gratitude. So I know we really want more things to be grateful for, but this is time to also start giving back and giving reasons to others to be grateful for. It's not just time and money, energy, but you can just basically share your positive feedback with others, including businesses. As a human being, we kind of notice there's a lot of negativity in the world. There's a lot of negative comments. There's a lot of human trolls that have gone through so much in their life that they're, just want to share negativity. But in terms of gratitude, we want to focus on positive. So is there something you can contribute as in a positive feedback? We don't have to respond to negativity and the trolls, but if someone's trying to get something out, like they posted a video or have a business and they're getting a lot of unnecessary negative reviews, do you have something positive to say to them instead? That could be a form of gratitude. Just encouraging others to keep going in their own way, kind of reinforcing positive experiences in life. That's a form of gratitude. You can also gift give. If you're fortunate enough, you can also give gifts to others. That's a form of gratitude. You show appreciation for them, whether it's, just to be a human being, or maybe they, did something that deserved it. So it's kind of acknowledging gifts, whether it's just your time and energy. Share your knowledge even as well. Share your skills with others. Share whatever you have to be grateful for in terms of your hobbies and your loves of life. Teach someone else those skills. See if, you can cultivate gratitude in them. And that way when they are in love with whatever, hobby activity that you shared with them, they can pass it on to others. So the gratitude continues throughout lifetimes and generations. Even just spending quality time with someone, apologizing to them sincerely, giving them some sort of forgiveness, understanding. Human beings, we all need someone who just will sit there and listen. The empathetic, compassionate ear. We don't really maybe need advice. We just need to express our human. We need to express our emotions. And having someone there with us just to be in those times that we need, that's an act of gratitude. Because we all want that in our life as well. Maybe if you haven't had it already, it's something that you would be grateful for. But just that non-judgmental listening and understanding from another human being and just the space to express ourselves, that's an act of gratitude. Just being in that space, holding that space for someone can be an act of gratitude. Moving over to work relationships. There's employee recognition type of programs. And whether you are just the worker or the boss, how can you show gratitude for work accomplishments? And my ego is having a fit right now. So I just have to say that from someone who has put in blood, sweat, and tears into work projects, and management is like, here's a pizza party, that does not always feel great to be acknowledged that way. Now, if that's you, if you are a boss and the pizza party is the best you can do, be grateful for that. But as maybe a lower rung worker and other people out there who's been in those situations, maybe you can think of other situations that you can show gratitude for. I had a manager once, and yes, it was a female, but she didn't even want to spend her bonus money that was supposed to be spent on us on a pizza party. It was like, thanks for your efforts, guys. That was it. But clearly admitted that they didn't want to spend any amount of money or anything other than a thank you on us. So being who I am, this is who I am, but as a millennial, I went in to the party store and got a bunch of little like gift bag stuff, little party favors, candies, those kind of things, and gift bags. And I spent $100 of my own money, but I made gift bags for all of my coworkers because we had been busting our butt and we deserved something, even if it wasn't from management. Now, I was not a manager at all, not a supervisor. I was making the same amount of money as everybody else, just, the basic pay. But, they appreciated that from me. I wanted to show gratitude because I knew how hard I worked and how hard everybody else worked. And it's really not that hard to put together some sort of appreciative gift in the workplace. I mean, I even asked around. I knew who was vegan. I knew who had peanut allergies, and they didn't get, the Reese's peanut butter cups that everybody else loved and wanted in the office, right? They got their own little gift bags that made them feel special with their own treat that they could eat, as well as the same kind of fun kiddie games that I made, And Gen Z had no idea that gift bags were a thing. I don't know if that has gone away with birthday parties, but being an older millennial, when you came to our birthdays, we always had gift bags for people, for our friends. It doesn't matter if you brought a gift, you got to go home with something fun. Whether it was even just a little pencil cap, little, fidget game, a little bit of candy or something. It was just something to show appreciation for your friends that came to your party. So I transferred that over to a recent workplace that I don't work at anymore for reasons of management. But yeah, if you can show something like that to your coworkers, even if management doesn't acknowledge your efforts, that could be somewhere you can show gratitude in your life, because they certainly appreciate it and kind of change their perspective on recognition in the workplace. So whether you're a boss right now or just a worker in your field of wherever you are, the job, career, how can you kind of show gratitude? And even if you can't show gratitude, can you just reflect on a situation like that where you were shown gratitude in a form of action that wasn't just a pizza party for your work efforts? Could be a raise, those kind of things. But anywhere that you can applaud your team efforts and acknowledge that, one person is not enough to complete some tasks sometimes, and you have to come together as a team. So acknowledging those team efforts, even just saying thank you to everybody, that could be your form of gratitude. It's hey, I don't have anything to share other than that. I don't have money because we all work here, have the same salary. But how can you show gratitude at work, especially for work accomplishments? And that was my soapbox. Sorry, my ego had to say something about employee recognition programs currently. But moving on, we can just show random acts of kindness, even to strangers. Maybe leaving a note on someone's car. It kind of, as a female, I received some creepy notes on my cars. We're not talking about those kind of creepy stalkerish notes. We want to start cultivating random acts of kindness, random acts of gratitude, just showing other people that, you know, humanity has good in them, and, you know, we're all here on the same planet experiencing the same things. And how can you show gratitude to even random strangers? I've seen a lot of TikTok videos where there's someone who crochets little animals and will leave them on someone's windshield with a note that says, you know, this is a happy little walrus for you, you know, just make you smile, basically. So however you can show gratitude to others, maybe you use your skill, maybe you use your crafting skills, or just writing a simple thank you letter to a random human being and leaving it on their car. It's not like, hey, I don't know who you are, I don't know, I wasn't watching you, I don't even know, I didn't see you get out of your car. I just felt like you may, you know, benefit from, hey, you're an awesome human being kind of gift. So those kind of things. You can show random acts of kindness, random gifts, random any kind of thing that just promotes gratitude and kind of has some, you know, what they could be grateful for, other people can be grateful for. And the more you do that, the more you'll receive in turn as well. So that way, you know, especially if it's something you would rather have, if you want to have like a little note or something, you know, start giving that to other people, even randomly, and see how it affects your relationship with the world. We can acknowledge our wins and achievements. This is both for ourselves and others. Yeah. When I published my first coloring book as the black sheep artist of the family, I went and bought myself a little cake and celebrated myself, because the reaction I got from my family was more like, that's great, you go into medical school next, basically. No acknowledgement there. You know, my family is, my mom's a nurse, my aunts are nurses, so I even tried going to nursing school. I lasted 3 weeks. It's not that I'm a very compassionate, empathetic person. I have the work ethic, but, you know, fainting at the sight of blood does not really make it practical to continue working in the medical field. So I personally have a lot of respect for nurses. My family, I come from a family of nurses, a lot of them, just generational, but it's not my career path. I've always wanted to be a writer and artist, and now I'm somehow into more spirituality, and I realized I had a light language gift, so that's me. And being that is not my path. So, you know, celebrating your own wins, even if no one else can acknowledge it, especially family, friends, no one else acknowledges it, like, take the time to acknowledge yourself, celebrate yourself. That is an act of gratitude. It's part of self-care. We're going to expand on self-care tomorrow. I want to do a full day on that, but if you can't celebrate somebody else's wins, or you really have no experience with that, celebrate your own wins in life. How can you show yourself gratitude? But again, going back to other people, to cultivating more gratitude, how can you celebrate your coworkers and your friends, even family members who aren't getting love from other family members, but you're like, hey, that's awesome. You know, just even if it's not a monetary thing, a gift, be just say something, say thank you for being awesome, thank you for putting that out into the world. You know, you're an awesome human being. That's all we kind of want at the end of the day. It's just an acknowledgement that we accomplished something. And, you know, my coworkers really love those little gift bags that I did for them, even if it was brief. I haven't really heard that management has changed since I've left, so I think they got like one pizza party, but that was about it. But yeah, whatever you can do, ripple effect, and celebrating accomplishments and achievements, that is an act of gratitude. Kind of sticking with both, either to yourself or others, you can have like mindful presence, active listening skills. Humans, we just want to be acknowledged, right? We go through hard times sometimes. Tears and frustration can happen. Just having someone there with a sympathetic ear, compassionate ear, non-judgmental ear, just to be with you, that is an act of gratitude, act of kindness that we can start cultivating. You know, showing respectful communication and engaging in that empathetic communication. more understanding, no judgments again, just trying to make, the whole picture come to light, those kind of things. How can we share gratitude with others, especially if they're going through like a hard time? And even if they're not going through a hard time, just being there for someone else and having people be there for you when you just need it, even in silence, just hanging out in silence, two people going through life, those are acts of gratitude. And we can also focus on mindful consumption, mindful eating practices in terms of showing gratitude to planet Earth. Maybe you choose to be more eco-friendly. You're not buying as many plastic things, or just kind of seeing more how your choices at the store affect you and the world, and making different choices. That could be an act of gratitude, realizing you want to recycle more or just consume less in general, as we all have a carbon footprint. But then for your self-care, mindful eating, how can you show gratitude to yourself, both and the planet, and your eating practices? Now, I'm not saying you have to go vegan or anything, but just, how are you treating your body? How can you show gratitude in, making sure you're hydrated with good, clean water? You have some healthy fruits and vegetables sometimes, those kind of things. How can you promote your health by showing gratitude to your health and your food choices and your other spending habits? And also, like, your health and wellness activities. Are you engaging in physical activity, mental activity to keep you, young and active no matter what age you are, even if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s? Like, how can you show gratitude to yourself? But again, we're going to expand on self-care practices tomorrow, so if you want to leave kind of like self-care off the list for now, that's fine. But these are just ways we can start showing gratitude in action. And then just the last little note I want to say, according to people, like our elder care and respect. Showing gratitude for elders, not just providing care for them, but spending quality time, respecting their wisdom, learning from their experiences. Like, if you haven't volunteered at a nursing home, or just you don't have an elder in your life that's there to share stories, I implore you to maybe to go try that experience, because you will find something to be grateful for in your own life in hearing other people's experiences, especially those who've lived longer. Times change. Times have changed in just my 37 years of life, and if you haven't talked to like the feistiest 90-year-old yet with a lot of stories, I invite you to try to find that kind of experience, because you will, you'll enjoy it in certain ways. So you can show gratitude for lifespan. We may not really have the conscious awareness when we're younger that we do get older, bodies change, even getting close to 40 now, body hurts in certain ways that I didn't imagine it would start hurting. The gray hairs come in, it's okay, but how can we show gratitude for the whole lifespan of experience? And again, we all just need that compassionate, empathetic person to share space with at the end of the day, listen to us, acknowledge that we exist and we've lived a good life, etc. But you can show gratitude in our elders, however that means to you. But ultimately, we want to try to cultivate some sort of habit or gratitude ritual in showing action and actively participating in gratitude in life. So again, the more we give, the more we receive, the more we can cultivate gratitude for our own individual realities. But at the end of the day, we are in a society of humans. Humanity is here, and we can try to cultivate gratitude for other people as well. The more we show gratitude, the more others can show gratitude in return. And it's kind of like the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you'd want to have them do unto you. So any kind of thing you can show gratitude-wise, just use your personal experiences. If you have social anxiety, you're really not a people person, being one of those people that holds up a free hug sign, on the street, just holds space for people that need a hug. That's an act of gratitude. That may not be your thing if you don't like to be in a social situation. But is there something else you can do? can you write those random notes and even have someone else go deliver them for you? Those kind of things. You can still show gratitude in your own ways. You know, you can compliment people. Just start random compliments at the store, when you're out and about. Even handing out little flowers, however you want to give back to the world. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok and other videos that make blessing bags. They're just like Ziploc bags full of maybe water, some snacks, couple bucks for the homeless. You know, we all fall on hard times. I've never been homeless, but I've been down to $2 in my worth of stuff. But yeah, it's like, how can you show gratitude for humanity? Even if you're not in a fortunate spot, you know, giving back, like monetarily, you can still give your time and energy. You know, sit with someone, just be there. You can show gratitude in any way. Just getting out of ourself and our own little bubble and just actively participating in gratitude is the goal here with today. So however that means to you, whether you're thank you notes, just appreciating more, saying more gratitude, showing more gratitude, however that means to you, just try to think about how you can give back and also start making a habit of it. You know, you may have to make a game plan to get, you know, all your materials together to make the blessing bags and start handing them out. If you're fortunate enough, you may have to just think about how you can show more gratitude. Do you want to say more thank yous? Do you want to try to give compliments to people? Do you want to go hang out with the elderly? Do you want to go hang out with the homeless? Do you want to do more for your work employees? Like, how can you show more and give back to the world in terms of gratitude and encourage them to have something to be grateful for? So hopefully you can find something that works for you, makes you happy. Again, don't force anything with gratitude, but just think about what you want to receive in the world and then maybe try to give a piece of that back to someone else. If you can just make one person's day better and more, to have them be more grateful for something, that's an accomplishment here. And the more you give, the more you receive. That kind of thing with energy exchange. So have fun with this, explore what makes you happy, what you can give back. And I will see you tomorrow for self-care gratitude, where we can expand on everything for ourselves and how to be grateful for who we are.